Hi, it's been a while. I've missed you. Let's talk about one of the biggest stories in the past few weeks. The Supreme Court ruled on a case involving a Christian baker refusing to bake a cake for a same-sex couple. Now, if you're not familiar with the backstory, the gay couple and the mother of one of the guys visited Masterpiece Cakeshop in Colorado. And before they could even pick out a cake, the owner of the place, Phillips, realized the cake would be made for a gay couple and said he wouldn't sell to them because that would violate his Christian beliefs. Now, he didn't say, "I'm not making a special cake for you guys with 2 groom figurines on the top because that would violate my beliefs." No, he refused to even sell them the same cake he would have easily sold to a straight couple. Don't let anyone tell you this was about the baker's artistic creativity or his refusal to endorse a same-sex marriage. They didn't even get to that part of the conversation. He found out they were gay, decided he didn't want them as customers. That is the definition of anti-gay discrimination. No one was asking him to do something he would not have done for other customers. That is straight-up faith-based discrimination. It's wrong. It shouldn't be legal. And that is what a Colorado commission said. That's what an appeals court agreed with. And it's what the Supreme Court, in all its wisdom, decided to overturn. They sided with the baker. But I really believe that even though the baker won the case, this was quite possibly the worst outcome for evangelical Christians for a couple of reasons. First, they won. Not even by 1 vote. They won 7-2. They can't even tell their donors that liberal activist judges are coming after their freedoms. Honestly, it would have been so much better for them strategically to have lost the case and be able to tell people, we need your money to fight back because liberals are after us. Second, and more importantly, they won a very narrow decision. Now, that has nothing to do with how many judges ruled in their favor. It could have been unanimous. But the justices made clear that this ruling only applied in this situation. It's like a politician winning a special election in October of an election year. Go ahead and enjoy yourself, but the bigger contest, the one that actually matters, is still coming up. So the big question now is, can Christian bakers legally discriminate against gay customers? We still don't know. The court punted on that question. They decided this case was all about something like a technicality. More on that in a second. So, while this was a victory for Christians, it was the worst kind of victory for them. It was the kind that no longer matters because it doesn't apply in other situations. So, evangelicals declared victory, but I promise you the celebration parties were really subdued. Okay, another thing to talk about is why this was such a lopsided victory. Why did liberal justices rule against the gay couple? And why did Justice Anthony Kennedy, who's been a champion of gay rights on the Supreme Court, write the opinion in favor of the anti-gay Christian baker? The main reason, he said, was that the Colorado commission that punished the baker overstepped its boundaries. Kennedy said the commission showed hostility toward the baker's religious beliefs. Specifically, he cited one comment made during one of the commission's public meetings, and I want to share it with you because it's a perfectly sensible comment. The commissioner said, "Freedom of religion and religion has been used to justify all kinds of discrimination throughout history, whether it be slavery, whether it be the Holocaust. We can list hundreds of situations where freedom of religion has been used to justify discrimination. And to me, it is one of the most despicable pieces of rhetoric that people can use, their religion to hurt others." Unquote. Yeah, he's right. Religion has been used throughout history to justify bigotry and discrimination. But because Kennedy said that comment was hostile to religion, he felt the commissioners were unfair in deciding the case, so he overturned their decision. And this is another reason the ruling is bad for Christians. Atheists like me often say religion isn't moral no matter what pastors tell you. For too many powerful people, faith is a weapon. They use it to hurt other people, and this decision shows we're right. This baker used his evangelical beliefs to get away with discriminating against gay people. Good luck finding a Supreme Court case where an evangelical gets in trouble for using his beliefs to help poor people or feed the hungry. It doesn't happen. Okay, there's one more aspect to this case I want to bring up. In his concurring opinion, Justice Neil Gorsuch brought up what he thought was a perfect example of the Colorado Commission's hypocrisy. There was a guy named William Jack in Colorado who went to 3 other bakers and asked them to make cakes with anti-gay messages written on them. All 3 bakers said no. William Jack complained to the same Colorado Commission, and they defended the bakers. So Gorsuch said this was hypocritical. The commissioners were willing to defend bakers when it involved saying no to an anti-gay message. Therefore, they should have defended Jack Phillips, who said no to a pro-gay message. But Judge Not Merrick Garland doesn't know how logic works. There is a difference between saying no to hateful messages and refusing to serve gay customers. The gay couple didn't say, make us a cake that says it's okay to be gay. They wanted the same cake a straight couple would buy, and Jack Phillips said no. William Jack wanted cakes with special bigoted messages on them. The bakers in his case are allowed to reject hate speech because they would have done that to anyone. It's pathetic that Neil Gorsuch doesn't understand that difference. His reasoning skills are apparently as good as Donald Trump, the guy who nominated him to the court. And that's the other reason this case is bad for evangelical Christians. It shows that the justice they wanted Trump to nominate, the guy who's on their team, is a moron who can't pass Logic 101. Look, I wish the court had ruled in favor of the gay couple, but if our side had to lose, this is the sort of loss you want to see. It's a Pyrrhic victory for Christians. They may have won the battle, but in the long term, it does so much more damage to their side. My name is Hemant Mehta, and I write at friendlyatheist.com. What do you want to see a video about? Leave a comment below, and we'll be sure to check it out. And don't forget to subscribe.